Hey, how's it going? Let's try this again, shall we? Apparently there were like fires or like nearby that was causing like power outages and shit. So that might be why my stream kept crashing. I hope it doesn't happen today. We've been having like lightning storms, but with no rain, so there's just been fires. But it's crazy. Grinding nose. Okay, fair enough. Howdy back. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I hope that doesn't happen today, because I sure would like to make progress in Steins Gate 0. Golly gosh, I had to cut it in the middle of everybody being introduced to Amadeus. Sure, let's have some images. Let's start with some images, shall we? Rock to some Messenger while we do it. You know what cracked me up? I went to the VOD on Twitch of that stream that got split because it disconnected twice, so there are technically 3. One of them is 34 seconds, but the 34-second one got muted in its entirety, I guess, because the music was too copyrighted, despite the fact that there is not a single point in my 6-hour stream that got muted for any reason. None of that got muted, none of it. Despite the fact that like there's music in it. There's even a point in that 6-hour stream where I go dead silent. Because I go full on gamer mode. I'm not talking, I'm just playing. And so you'd think that part would probably be muted. It's really funny. It cracked me up. I do not know what their system is, what their algorithm is, but whatever it is, it's silly. Oh, okay, that one makes me happy. I'm sure all of these are gonna make me happy. Let me put this up. Oh, that's sweet. So that was number 1. I like how the profile is Suzuha Daily. Love it. Oh my god. Maho and the Maho. That's incredible. This right here is absolutely like profile pic worthy. Like it just that grumpy face. I love it. Procured. I'm flattered that so much thought goes into the. Oh my god. Okay, you're actually gonna hurt me with these. One of these days you're actually gonna cause me like physical pain. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, that's so cute. All right, 3 more. I don't know if I can handle all these. All right, this one's just cool. I like it. The little baby Susan. I love how crazy Maho's hair is in this one. That's probably one of my favorite like details about her design is just how like she just doesn't care about her hair. She just lets it go. I imagine she takes exactly 0 time in like brushing her hair at all. She just doesn't care. I'm sure they better like. She doesn't call him Uncle Ocarine for nothing, you know. That is that one just makes me sad. Oh. All right, one more. I have to brush mine because, yeah, definitely great art. I have to brush mine, otherwise it will tangle like a motherfucker. Whoop! I put it on the wrong screen. I love it. Ah! Incredible. No. Thank you for your... Alright. Thank you for your contribution. Have a wonderful time. Best of luck with the Osu. I will do my best. Hopefully it lets me. Farewell. Ugh. I picked up my controller again. I literally picked up my PlayStation controller. Incorrect. All right. Fair enough. I hope that's going well too. Hope the college thing is going well too. All right, this was like mid-conversation. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ah, senpai, 今の人は?
I'm sorry I brought it up. I mean, technically you brought it up, but you know.
橋田さんと言って岡部さんのお友達よ。今日はお正月でしょ。それで岡部さんのラボラトリーでお友達とパーティーをしているの。
Party? I can't. Every time.
あの冷たい岡部さんですか。
Ooh.
先輩もあの人との付き合いはほどほどにしておいた方がいいですよ。じゃないといつか捨てられちゃいますから。
He's right there.
まあまあ。
There was ice in her words. She must have been really mad. Well, I guess I could understand why.
というわけで紹介するわ。彼女が私の後輩、マキセ・クリスの記憶と人格を持つ AI、アマデウスよ。え？マキセ・クリスって？
もしかしてあの？
The Hashida family's voices rose in unison. That's right. Those two knew about Kurisu, and they knew what happened to her.
マキセ・クリスさんって確か半年前くらいにラジカンで。あ、マキセ・クリスさん、この人が。
You're right.
もしかして皆さんオリジナルの私のことをご存知なんですね。
あ、いや、まあ。
心配しなくても大丈夫ですよ。私オリジナルの自分に何が起きたか知ってますし。
あ、そうなん？
That was easier said than done. What?
ねえ、これってゲーム？
Don't let it. Don't let it bother you. Is easier said than. I was like, what? I know that. Got it. Figured it out. Understand the sentence. I get it. And I seemed to be the only one who didn't get what was going on. But for now, I was glad of that. Her words broke the tension that was building up in the room.
ゲームじゃないわ。私は AI。あなたと同じように自分で考えてお話ししているの。
っていうか、本当の AI なのにゃ。すごすぎるにゃ。
すごいのは私を作ってくれたアホ先輩です。
Everyone was staring at awe at Kurisu as she answered their questions. I started to regret this. I shouldn't have let Kurisu talk here. I shouldn't have made them all remember Kurisu. I needed to end this conversation as soon as possible.
ヒアジョーさん。
あら？
The second I spoke, Maho emitted a small cry of surprise.
どうしたん？
アマデウスがいきなり消えてしまったの。
アプリが落ちたんじゃね？まあ、そういうことだってあるっしょ。
そうなんだけど、再起動してもサーバーに繋がらないのよ。
サーバーのデータ更新とかは？
そんな話聞いてないわ。
ここのネット回線は落ちてないみたいやけど。
Connection. Dude, some of these words are out of control. Connection. Oh my god. Paris had tried and succeeded to connect her own smartphone to the web.
おかしいわね。今までこんなことなかったのに。 ねえ岡部さん、あなたの方でも試してみてもらえない？
いや、俺は。
I heard that. I don't think Kurisu likes me, but before I could end my sentence, I heard a crash.
ごめんなさい。
Kagari had evidently dropped a glass. Little fragments were spread out all over the floor.
お姉ちゃん、大丈夫？顔色悪いよ。
ええ、ありがとう。ちょっと疲れたのかも。あ、でも平気。ごめんね。すぐに片付けるから。あ、かがりさんはじっとしてて。僕が片付けますか。
It was in the instant that Luca stood up to get the broom that I heard the sound.
え、
動くな。
Yo! Dude. That, so... I wasn't expecting to see you here, my guy. That's really funny. What a random ass fucking reference. I mean, it's not, I guess it's not random, it's the same series, but like, this would be, I mean, that, like, now I'm thinking of the logistics of it. So this takes place in 2011. Chaos Child takes place in 2016. So like this is way before this is even like a relevant. This is literally just a random show, but that doesn't make any sense because the design is based on. Hold on, no, this fucks up everything. This is. Hold on, I have to double check when Chaos Child takes place because otherwise this is gonna fucking bother, and it's probably gonna bother me regardless because that doesn't make any sense. Why does this? It shouldn't exist yet, right? Or did it? No, they made it before. I can't remember when they. Okay. Let me see if the premise of my reasoning is even correct. 2015. So like 4 years after this. Which, so yeah, I mean, I guess I'm thinking way too hard into it. It's probably just like a silly ass reference, but you know, like that's but it's in the same, so you can't. Oh god, hold on. Yeah, that again, I'm thinking I'm reading way too much into it, but it's fucking with me. Okay, I'm gonna move on. It's just a reference. It's just a silly reference. It doesn't mean anything. There's no deeper implications to it whatsoever. Moving on. Armed men stormed into the room out of nowhere. Nobody knew what was going on. That is a fun reference, though. They were all wearing strange masks. They were all holding guns. Some of them had assault rifles. One of them. I guess this might not be all of them, so. Yeah, this is familiar. The sight brought that nightmare back to me. No, stop! I swear to fucking God, I never want to see that picture again. Never. Never in my life. I never want to see it. Mayuri's brutal murder, which I'd seen again and again and again and again. I thought it was okay now. I thought everything was over. Was this because of the world line change 2 weeks ago? Yuri. Mayuri's going to die again.
おかり怖いよ
Oh,
騒ぐなと言っているだろう。
Suzuha, do something! You're like even more badass in this world. A bang. A black hole in the floor. It's okay, that was just a warning shot. But it was enough to snap everyone out of their terror.
それ本物かよ。
岡部さん僕
No, don't do anything to tick them off. They were serious. They'd kill anyone they didn't need without mercy. Suzuha. What was Suzuha doing? That's what I'm saying. Do something. It was no good. Nai was clinging to her legs and keeping her from moving. God damn. No, maybe there were just too many of them for her to do anything about. I had to do something, but my legs were shaking too much for me to manage anything helpful.
とにかくみんな落ち着いてくれ。
そんなこと言われても。
いいから落ち着いて奴らの言うことを聞くんだ。
I'd gone through this more times than I could count, but it was still all I could do to keep. It was still all I could do to speak. But evidently my desperation had gotten through to them because they stopped panicking, clumped together, and simply waited for the intruder's next move. I heard the sound of heels from behind the armed men. A woman's footsteps coming up the stairs. Was it her? Kiryu Moeka, is it you? Are you going to kill Mayuri again? But what appeared from beyond the door was... a woman in black. She wore a skin-tight motorcycle suit and black helmet. The black visor was pulled down and I couldn't see her face. It had to be her though. But if it was, what did they want? Last time it was me, Daru, and Kurisu. But Kurisu was gone. Did that mean they were after Maho? The woman silently looked around the room and then walked over to us and reached out her hand. Why you want? She grabbed Kaguri's arm and yanked her forward. They were after Kaguri? Well, why her? No, there was only one reason they'd want her. Did they know then? That Kaguri was from the year 2036. Put her down! Kaguri struggled, but that woman was stronger than she'd imagined, and she was easily pulled away. Mayuri and Kaguri reached out their hands, but they both grabbed nothing but air. What do I do? What should I do? If I moved, Mayuri would, everyone would. And did I have to just watch as she was taken away? There was suddenly a scream from near the door. By the time I looked over, the second man was already falling to the floor.
おいおい、これ一体何の騒ぎだ？
ブラウン氏。
くそ。
Before he could turn his gun around, Tenoji had grabbed his hand and twisted it upward. I heard the dull sound. Oh god, that was unpleasant. I heard the dull sound of snapping bone. The men seemed unsure of how to handle this sudden intruder. One of the men decided to run toward us. He reached for what looked like the weakest member of our group. Oh, well, rip that guy. That's, Normally, this would have been the right choice, but this time, it was the worst choice he could have made. With speed that you would never imagine from someone so huge, Tennoji closed the gap between himself and that man in an instant, slamming him into the wall. When they saw him bounce off and hit the floor, the others became deathly pale. And then Suzuha, whose legs were now free of Nai's grasp, moved as well. A thin, muscular leg, the exact opposite of what you'd expect to see from Daru's daughter, lashed upward, straight for the motorcycle suit woman's neck. The woman blocked the kick with her arm at the last moment. When she moved her hand to block, she let go of Kagure.
Kagure!
This is fucking sick. I reached out my hand and quickly pulled her close.
Okabe-san.
Realizing the tide had turned, the woman leaped out of the lab in an instant, clutching her injured arm. The other attackers followed suit, carrying their injured fellows. In a moment, the chaos was replaced with silence.
Okari.
I fucking love Mr. Brian. Just shows, you're fucking with my kid. Mahiri's quavering voice brought me back to reality. Do not mess with Nai. He will break you. You will not survive.
他のみんなも大丈夫だったか？怪我はないか？
Daru, Suzuha, Ferris, Lukako, Nai, Maho, Kagure. Their faces were drained of color, but none of them seemed hurt.
大丈夫、もう大丈夫だ。ナエのことはちゃんとお父さんが守ってやるからな。
When they saw the Tennoji family clinging to each other, everyone finally sighed with relief. But still...
おい岡部、説明してもらおうか。あの連中はなんだ？
Fuck would I know? I mean, I'm not... How the fuck would he know?
それは俺にも。
I didn't. At first, I thought they were with CERN. But if they were, there was no reason for Tennoji to be here. Tennoji Yugo was actually FB, the leader of the Akihabara Rounders. Of course, it was possible that someone working for FB, Moeka for example, had acted without his knowledge. I mean, maybe someone other than Moeka, like, she would not. It's kind of her whole thing. Everyone tensed as the door opened again.
ただいま。飲み物いっぱい買ってきたよ。
Hey! One second. Oh.
遅くなってしまってごめんなさい。吹雪ちゃんがあれもこれもって。
Did we miss something?
あれ、どうしたのみんな。そんな怖い顔して。
送っていただいてありがとうございました。
いや。
Of course, after that, the New Year's party was cancelled. I knew Mayuri had really been looking forward to it, but none of us were up for partying after that. I told everyone I'd give them an explanation another day. For now, I decided to send them home for safety's sake. But everyone but the Tennojis walked with me to the station. Those who were taking the train home split up with us there, and the rest came with me to Yanabayashi Shrine. Daru, Suzuha, Lukako, and Kagure were the only ones left. Shrine acquired. Or not. What? Oh, got here safe, nya. That's it. That's the whole message. I thought... I want to reply. Thank you. You're welcome.
つけられてなかったか。
大丈夫。ずっと注意してたけど、おかしな気配はなかった。
そうか。
I hadn't seen anyone suspicious at Akihabara Station either. Inikibukuro. Oh, good. Everybody's gonna let me know they're safe. If they were CERN rounders, I would have expected to see them everywhere. I told the ones who'd taken the train to go straight home and contact me when they got there. Several of them already had, specifically Ferris and Mayuri. And... oh, Mayushi made it home fine. Yay! They've made it home just fine. I told Mayuri in particular to send me stickers on Rhine at regular intervals. Oh. Oh my god. I love it. I love it so much. She'd been doing that, so she was probably okay. But that didn't mean I was out of the woods yet. Regular intervals, every 3 seconds. No problems, says Maho. Whoops.
やっぱり私が狙われたのかな。
おそらくな。
連中、かがりたんのこと知ってるんかな。
だろうな。
I didn't know if they were with CERN yet, but it was safe to assume that they knew Kagri was from the future, and that's why they'd attacked her.
ごめんね。私のせいでみんなまで危険な目に遭わせてしまって。
君だけのせいじゃない。
What do you mean it's not entirely her fault? It's not her fault at all. Literally none, 0%. I mean, you could like argue that it was, you know, at certain actions before she lost her memory, but like, no, fuck that. She didn't do shit. She was brought here from the future at a young age, and then she went missing. She was another victim of fate, like me.
でも、
I suppose not
本当にい
exactly
いんですか？警察に届けなくても。
stories.
すまないが、今はまだ。
Maho and the others had asked me the same thing, but I'd managed to get them to hold off. Part of the problem was that I didn't think they'd believe us, but the biggest issue was Kagari. If we told them that they were after Kagari, we'd have to explain who she was. We couldn't tell them the truth, and even if we did, they wouldn't believe us.
で、これからどうする？
とにかく、連中が何者かわからなければ、どうしようもない。
じゃあ、私たちだけで突き止めるってこと？どうやって？
それは。
To be honest, I had no clue. The world was full of groups who would want a functioning time machine if they knew it existed. Russia, America, China, and even Japan. If I couldn't find out who they were, the same thing was likely to happen again.
方法は明日改めて考えよう。それよりもルカ子、頼みがあるんだが。
はい、なんでしょう。
すまないが、今日から鈴葉も一緒にお前のところに泊めてもらってもいいか？
私がルカ兄さんの家に？
ああ、かがりを他で預かってもらうのも考えたんだが、ここの方が人数も多いし、防犯設備も整っている。
They had security systems to keep people from vandalizing the place and robbing the donation boxes. Just taking a quick look around, I could see that there were cameras. I don't see them. This was Kaguri's idea to begin with.
かがりもここの方がいいんだろ？
I could understand that. She was already in an unstable state after losing her memories, even before what happened today.
鈴葉がいてくれれば、みんな少しは安心できる。もちろん、ルカ子の家族の承認が必要だが。
お父さんはきっと大歓迎だと思います。
That was certainly true.
私も別に構わない。
僕も泊まってもいいのだぜ。
兄さんは帰りなさい。
しょぶーん。
Watching them talk made me think that things were slowly returning to normal. Lukako and Kaguri's expression softened a little. Daru's usual antics had come in handy for once. Alright.
じゃあ頼んだぞ。何かあったらすぐに連絡してくれ。
わかりました。
Daru and I left Kaguri to the two of them and headed back to the lab.
なあ、あれ、本当に起きたことなんだよな。
Don't hit me with the sad music.
ああ。
ドッキリとかじゃなくて、現実なんだよな。
Real. Yeah, that was real. I'd experienced it so many times before. Screams and the smell of gunpowder.
どうしたん、オカリン。
すまない。安心したせいか気分が。
I'd been so focused on seeing everyone home safely that I hadn't had time to think about it. But with that done, the memories came flooding back. Don't show the picture again. I'll be upset. The memories of last July.
大丈夫。今は僕も一緒だからさ。なんならちょっと休む？
Just that one rare little like no facade, just hey bro, I'm here for you, man. Daru, this is kind of why he's the best. He's like he's insufferable for so much of the time, but like when he cares and when he gets real, it really makes him shine. God damn, I love Daru. This shit. I could feel Daru's huge hand rubbing my back. Strangely, it made me feel a little better.
ありがとう。もう大丈夫だ。
無理すんなよ。
あ。
I started to walk toward the lab again, and Daru followed me, worried.
なあ、オカリン。やっぱさ、これもタイムマシン関係のことだよな。
ああ。
これもシュタインズゲートの選択とかいうやつ？
The choice of Steins Gate?
今思えば痛々しい響きだな。
オカリン。
It's so cool. Don't you dare. Don't you talk shit on the choice of Steins Gate. Is it going to keep following me forever, no matter how much I tried to look away or run? I just wanted to live in peace. Was even that too much to ask now?
オカリン、肩貸してやるよ。
え？
まだふらついてるじゃん。ほれ。
大丈夫だよ。
いいから遠慮すんなって。
ダル。
ん？
お前キモいぞ。
最近のまともになったオカリンの方がキモいっつーの。
ありがとな。
気にすんな。
He really is just the best sometimes. In these moments. Oh, Luca! My heart! No, don't tell me he's sad. Oh my god. I can't take it. I can't take it. Arushibara Luca was sad. Been sad for a long time. It had been a long time since he'd met Okabe Rintaro, become friends, and began to visit the future gadget lab. Hashira Itaru, his classmate Shina Mayuri, and the other lab members all treated him as a friend. That by itself made him happy. He was just an ordinary, shy boy, and they accepted him anyway. He was very grateful for that. But still, he'd always felt like he was being left out. He knew they were hiding something from him. That made him sad. But what made him sadder was that he couldn't bring himself to ask them about it.
寝ないの？
Oh man, this shit. Oh my god, why everything makes me cry. It's not cool.
あまねさんこそまだ起きてたんですね。いろいろ考えることがあってね。そうですか。
Even Luca could tell that a lot meant she was thinking about what happened today. The New Year's party. The mysterious men who'd burst into the lab. They were holding guns. Not plastic model guns. Real guns. From Luca's perspective, it was a mystery how they'd even gotten them into Japan. But they were real anyway. They'd had real guns in their hands, and they'd pointed them at him and the others. It hadn't seemed real then, but now the very thought made him shiver. If any of them had squeezed their index fingers just a little, he, Luca, wouldn't be here right now. Sheena Kagari moaned softly in her sleep. She must have been really tired after everything that happened today. She had gone to sleep almost immediately after she laid down. I dropped my thing. And her short breaths had changed into moans.
Mama. めっちゃやだよ。Mama.
Was she dreaming of her mother?
Mama. Mayuri.
Oh! Also busted, but mostly oh. Even that didn't surprise Luca much. He'd started calling out that name in her sleep several days ago. Okay, never mind then. Sheena Kagari. Sheena Mayuri. At first, he had just thought it was a coincidence that they had the same last name, but... He almost spoke, then stopped. There was so much he wanted to ask, but couldn't. He wanted courage, just a little. The courage to ask them to tell him. He reached under his pillow and felt something hard. It was a cheap toy sword, the kind you could buy at any store. But still, it was his treasure. His treasure. He held the hilt tight.
聞いてもいいですか？何？
Suzuha sat up and looked at him. He was only barely able to stop himself from looking away. If he did, he wouldn't be able to ask anything. He touched the toy sword once more and slowly opened his mouth to speak.
あまねさんはどうして岡部さんのことオカリンおじさんって呼ぶんですか？どうしてまゆりちゃんのことまゆ姉さんって呼ぶんですか？どうしてフェイリスさんのことルミ姉さんって呼ぶんですか？僕のことルカ兄さんって呼ぶんですか？まゆりママってまゆりちゃんのことですよね。どうしてかがりさんがまゆりママなんて言うんですか？私の言えた義理じゃないってことは分かってる。でも知らない方がいいと思う。そうやって僕はまた蚊帳の外なんですか？僕だって知りたいです。僕だって皆さんと同じ悩みを共有したいんです。ルカ兄さん、教えてもらえませんか？
Looked him straight in the eye for a moment, silently. Luca simply waited.
オカリンおじさんがさ、ルカ兄さんに事情を言わない理由、私なんとなくわかる気がするんだ。理由ですか？ルカ兄さんには純粋に この世界の人でいてほしいんだよ。ルカ兄さんだけは今という時間の存在でいてほしいんだ。それがオカリンおじさんの救いなんだ。
僕が救い。
Stop! I can't handle this.
ああ、
そんな。
Now that she told him that, he couldn't ask any more questions. Did Okabe Rintaro really think that? He didn't even know. In the end, he would never know anything. And that only made him sadder. Fuck you, game! You can't hurt me like this. The next day after the attack, I'd arrived just a little before I was supposed to, but the person I was meeting was already here. There.
お待たせしましたにゃ。
ありがとう。
近くの席にはしばらく誰も座らせないようにするから、思う存分話すといいにゃ。
助かる。
I sipped some fresh coffee as I observed the person in front of me. Kiryu Moeka. She was as expressionless as ever, and there was no way to tell what she was thinking.
話って。
腕の調子はどうだ？
腕？
ああ。もう大丈夫なのか？
The girl in the motorcycle suit yesterday. She'd blocked Suzuha's kick with her arm. Suzuha had told me later that her kick had landed pretty hard, and whoever it hit had probably gotten hurt. If that was Moeka...
何を言ってるかわからない。
そうか。
But I still didn't know if Moeka was innocent. Jesus Christ.
見せてもらってもいいか？
腕？
ああ。左の腕の袖をまくってもらいたい。
どうして？
ダメか? This is a pretty weird request. But, you know. Moeka sighed as if she were annoyed. I mean, yeah. She didn't seem upset or worried at all. 1 second, Moeka. I got Orion to check. Ogreen! Big news! What's up? Can it wait? Sorry, I can't help with that. What's up? You remember what happened yesterday, right? No, please refresh my memory. So I was just talking with Nai-chan on Rhine, and then she told me about her dreams for the future. Nai's dreams, huh? What were they? First one, she wants to help out at aeronautics? Oh, what is JAXA? She wants to get good at badminton. You said first. Does that mean there's a second? Second. I love this conversation. She wants to get good at fighting games. Hell yeah. Success. I love this picture. I love it. Third. She wants to decorate the Brontube workshop so it looks pretty. Fourth. Oh my god, they keep going. She wants a telescope. Is that a dream? She says lately she's liked looking at the stars. She must have gotten it from you. Like a boss. Seems she's interested in space. Nai-chan's so strong. She's a very strong girl. You're right. Oh, Mayushi is okay too. Dude, I fucking love these stickers so much. Dude, that was fun. That was a fun little call back, call forward in terms of it's a call forward in terms of the timeline. It's a call back in terms of like game release dates. I'm pretty sure Robotics Notes came out before this. Almost certain. I mean, it had to, right? Logic, reason. Anyways, I love that. She wants to get good at fighting games. Check. We can verify all this. She did in fact get a telescope. She did in fact get good at fighting games, and she did get to the other thing it said. I already forgot. My brain. That made me worried. What made you worried? She didn't seem upset or worried at all. Gotcha. That made me worried. Why was she so calm? Moeka rolled up her sleeve like I asked her to. Her skin was a deathly pale white. There was nothing else. There were no bruises and no traces of her trying to hide something with foundation. Of course, there were also no bandages.
ありがとう。しまってくれ。
She's like, you're a weirdo. Moeka tilted her head just a little and rolled her sleeve back down. The girl in the motorcycle suit wasn't Moeka. This wasn't a big surprise. I had already assumed that she wasn't. Come to think of it, Moeka knew that Shina Kagure was with us a long time ago. There was no need to attack when so many people were around. Moeka had nothing to do with this. Knowing that for sure was progress. But that left me with a new problem. Who was the woman in the motorcycle suit then? In order to allay Moeka's suspicions, I asked her for a report on her research and told her to keep it up. Then I said goodbye and headed to my next destination. This was my next destination. It took real dedication to open a store like this on the 2nd of January. I took a deep breath, steeled myself, and went inside.
失礼します。
I must steel myself.
Hmm. やっと来やがったか。
He sounded like he was waiting for me.
昨日の説明をしに来たんだろ。
それもあります。
Tenoji had been really pushy about last night, so I told him I'd explain today.
で、昨日のは一体何だったんだ？
その前に一つ確認したいんですが、昨日のあれはあなたの差し金じゃないですよね。
Tenoji always looked angry, but now he looked even more pissed off.
俺の？それは一体どういう意味だ？なんで俺があんな連中をおめんとこにやんなきゃならねえ。
わかりませんか？
わかるわけねえだろ、んなもん。
I fucking love his apron. It's so funny.
それは
I love it so much. I checked to see that Nai was nearby before I spoke.
あなたがラウンダーだからですよ。ミスター・フェルディナント・ブラウン。いや、FB と呼んだ方がいいですか？
The balls on this guy. His expression quickly turned blank.
てめえ。
お父さん
I must have sensed the change in her dad's mood because she turned toward him.
どうしたの？
どうしたって何がだ？
急に怖い顔したから。
そうか？お父さんはいつも通りだぞ。ほら。ほら、分かったらいい子だから外で。ああ、いやいや、そこでテレビでも見てな。な。
Nai still seemed concerned, but did as she was told and sat in the chair in front of the CRT TV. The TV was playing a New Year's comedy program.
やはり娘には知られたくはないんですね。
Tenoji said nothing, but motioned for me to sit in a chair away from her. Instead of his usual yelling, he was ice cold. I started sweating despite the winter chill. But now that I brought it up, it was too late to do anything about it. I sat down in the small seat, legs tense. I was ready to run at any moment.
おめえ、何を言ってやがる。
ごまかしても無駄です。
ごまかすも何も、俺にはおめえが何を言ってるのかさっぱりわからねえな。なんだ、その FB とかなんとかってのは、新手の SNS か？
That's really dumb. Like, come on. I assume SNS is social networking service. Oh, social? Yeah. Oh my god, which, here it is, tips. Social networking service. Yeah, definitely, it's definitely not short for any kind of book of the face variety. It's not even that anymore. I hate social networking.
俺は知って
I
る
hate
んで
it
す。
so much.
あなたがセルンのラウンダーだってことを。
His eyes felt like they were boring a hole in me. They were completely different from the eyes of the ordinary Tennoji I knew. They were the eyes of a killer. A cold killer who wasn't even trying to hide his murderous intent.
一応聞いてやるが、おめえのその情報はどこからのもんだ？
話す必要はありません。
Don't let him intimidate you. You're in control here.
いいから聞かせろや。それくらいの覚悟を決めてここに来たんだろうが。
話してもどうせあなたは信じない。
そう言わずに茶飲み話としゃれ込もうや。どうせこんな日に客なんか来ねえしな。
This man worked for CERN. He was a rounder. What those rounders did to me in the other world line, I would never forget that. But Tennoji probably didn't work for CERN willingly. He probably had his reasons. At least that's how it had felt in the Alpha world line. Of course, the Beta world line might be different. In this world, he'd never met Hashida Suzu. How much of an effect that had on his life, I didn't know. Tennoji was staring at me, not moving a muscle. Depending on what I said, he was ready to kill me without a word. That's what his body language seemed to convey. Fine, I'll tell you then. Let's see if you believe it.
世界線な。到底信じられる話じゃねえな。
You were told, you were warned.
最初にそう言いましたよ。それに、あなたが信じようが信じまいが関係ない。俺はあなたの正体を知っている。重要なのはそこだけです。
確かにその通りだ。
He admitted it.
おめえの話はほぼ完璧だ。俺しか知らねえようなことまで知ってやがる。正直、薄気味悪いくらいだ。
By making Tennoji admit who he really was, I could assume I'd won the first round of this conversation. This is when things got hard.
セルンの機密保持は絶対だということは知っています。それに、任務に失敗したものだけでなく、達成したものまで処分されるということも。
CERN had always ensured that their rounders died. And then they'd killed Mayuri too.
そこまで知ってんのかよ。だったら。
He slowly stood up.
しかし、これは任務とは関係ない。
I barely managed to squeak out the words.
機密だってそうです。漏洩したわけじゃない。俺は最初から知っていたに過ぎない。だから処罰の対象にはならない。違いますか？
詭弁だな。
Tennoji's face was right in front of me. His green eyes were boring into me, and I couldn't even move.
だが間違っちゃいねえ。別に俺はセルンから IB への5100とやらを探せとも言われてねえし、おめえらを連れてこいとも言われてねえ。言われてねえことはする必要がねえってことだ。俺がラウンダーだったこともおめえが黙ったりゃ済む。何も困ったことはねえな。
Noji was looking past me toward Nai, who was still watching TV. His eyes had changed from those of a beast to those of a parent.
で、おめえの目的は何だ？俺に全て話したってことは何か目的があんだろ。
実はあなたに頼みたいことがある。
Tennoji silently waited for me to continue.
椎名かがりを昨夜狙われた女性を守ってやってほしい。
あの嬢ちゃんは誰になぜ狙われてる？
わかりません。
それじゃあそんな話は受けられねえな。
娘を巻き込みたくないからですか？
分かってんじゃねえか。 だったら最初からそんな話すんじゃねえよ。
すでに一度巻き込まれているじゃないですか。昨日のようなことが今後ないとでも。
苗を人質にしてるつもりか。
Dude, that tone, his fucking voice is chilling.
殺すぞてめえ。
Stay calm. Lose it here and it's all over.
協力し合おうと言っているんですよ。
協力ね。こっちにデメリットしかねえじゃねえか。
そんなことないよ。
Ooh. Suzuha came into the store along with
すみません。
Shina Kagari.
かがり。鈴葉、話を聞いてたのか。
Suzuha nodded.
例えば、私とかがりをバイトとしてここに置いてもらえれば、目を離さなくてもよくなる。
True, it was close to the lab and probably safer. He could protect them while protecting Nai.
おめえらがこのビルから出てく方が手っ取り早いな。そしたら俺や苗が巻き込まれることもなくなる。
あなたたち親子は昨日襲ってきた連中の顔を見ている。それが何を意味するかわからないわけじゃないはず。
There was a chance they might try to kill everyone who saw their faces.
私は戦闘の経験がある。銃も扱える。あなたも昨日見てたはず。だからそれなりに役には立てる。
Tenoji rubbed his temples and thought for a moment, but
お父さん、
Nai, who'd been watching TV the whole time, suddenly interrupted.
私よくわかんないけど、昨日みたいなことは怖いからもう嫌だな。
苗。
お父さんが守ってくれてすごく嬉しかったけど、お父さんが私を守るために無茶して怪我するかもって想像したらもっと怖くなった。鈴葉お姉ちゃんはすごく強いし、昨日も私のことかばってくれてたよ。
Did Nai understand what we were saying?
私はお姉ちゃんたちと一緒がいいな。
Tenoji scratched his head and then spoke brusquely.
言っとくが、バイト代は2人で1人分だからな。
What a fucking cheapskate. I mean, to be fair, there's no way he's pulling in loads of cash with this shit.
渋いね。
文句があるならいいんだぜ。
いえ、ありがとうございます、店長さん。
お父さん。
Nai gave her dad a hug. Oh, this was a good sign. If Tenoji was on our side, I could probably keep Kagari safe.
ありがとうございます。
別におめえのためじゃねえ。苗のためだ。
At least buys some amount of time to figure out who the fuck is after her, right? Nai was already happily chattering away at Kagari and Suzuha. As Tenoji watched, his eyes were those of a father again.
ま、こっちはそういうことにしてやっからよ。岡部、おめえは連中が何者なのか突き止めろ。じゃねえと対策も打ちようがねえぞ。わかったな。
Dude, that neck is fucking... That is a thick neck. That's a tree trunk of a neck.
わかりました。
I don't know why it just suddenly like clicked in my brain. Oh man, that is... It was one thing to say it, but honestly, I had no clues at all. I turned to go up the stairs to the lab when Tenoji seemed to remember something.
そうだ。 そういや、あの連中、妙な番号を口走ってやがったな。
番号？
確か、そう、K6205 とかなんとか。
K6205. Was it some kind of code?
しかも、5を5って発音してやがった。
どこかの鉛ってことですか？
そうじゃねえ。フォネティックコードっつってな、軍隊用語だ。
軍隊？
それも西側のな。
Huh.
やっと来たにゃん、オカリン。
I came straight up to the lab where most of the people who were here yesterday had gathered. Maho was busy with a problem Amadeus was having, and she was the only one who couldn't come.
みんな大丈夫か？あんなことがあったばかりなのに集まって。
あんなことが起きた理由を聞きに来たんですよ。それに場所を移すよりも同じ場所の方が安全だって橋田さんが。
昨日の今日で警戒してるところに来るバカはいないっしょ。それもこんな真っ昼間から。
Not with warriors like this on our side. I mean, we got Suzuha, so like, yeah, don't fuck it.
バラバラでいるよりみんなでいる方が安心です。
Maybe they were right. Whoever they were, it was hard to imagine them starting something in Akihabara, Japan in the middle of the day.
とにかく皆さん無事でよかったです。ゆきさん、ありがとう。わざわざ来てくれて。私も昨日の夜話を聞いて心配だったから。
Yuki wasn't here during the attack, but she'd come to see how we were doing.
でも信じられないです。この日本でそんな恐ろしいことがあるなんて。
日本じゃなくてもあんな経験はなかなかできないよ。
That was true. Nobody who lived a normal life would ever see it. That's what normal meant. Normal means a lot of
岡部さん
things.
が
Most
来て
of them
早
are
々で悪いん
bullshit.
ですが、私この後バイトがあって。
ああ、気にしないでくれ。
皆さんの顔が見れて安心しました。でもまだ油断は禁物なので気をつけてください。
危ない。
She exploded! Yuki almost slipped as she walked past me. I grabbed her arm to hold her up.
あ、悪い。
いえ、ちょうどここ昨日駅で転んで怪我しちゃって。
She rubbed the arm I'd grabbed, embarrassed.
その時も何もないところで転んじゃったんですよ。ほんとドジで嫌になっちゃいます。気をつけてね、ゆきさん。ありがとう。それじゃあ皆さんもお気をつけて。
The door closed and I could hear her footsteps trail off into the distance. 2 days of work in a row, right after New Year's, huh?
どうしたん、オカリン。
いや。
The way she hurt her arm. It was the left arm, the same place the woman in the motorcycle suit had gotten hit. But there was no way.
それじゃあ早速ですけど、オカリンさん、昨日のあの出来事について説明してもらっていいですか？
Fubuki was a little more chipper than Mayuri and Luca. She and Kaede, this is the face of chipperness, by the way. She and Kaede had gone shopping, so they'd missed the attack. That was probably why. They were lucky to not have encountered any of the escaping attackers.
そうだな。じゃあまず。
Daru and I had spent hours discussing how much to tell them. After all that, I couldn't just play it off like nothing had happened. The only ones here who knew about the time machine were Daru, Ferris, and Mayuri. Was it okay to tell Luca, Fubuki, and Kaede? And then Maho. If she knew that Kurisu had completed a time machine theory, she'd definitely be interested. In the end, the conclusion I'd come up with was...
ということなんだ。
つまりかがりさんは記憶を失っている間に何らかの犯罪に巻き込まれたかもしれないってこと？
おそらくな。
だったらどうして警察に言わないんですか？
それは彼女がひどく怯えるんだ。警察のことをね。もしかしたら警察もその犯罪に関係しているのかもしれない。
Secret conspiracy.
なんかすっきりしないな。
Of course it doesn't. It was basically telling them that I didn't know anything. But even if I was hiding a lot of the truth, the fact remained that it was mostly correct.
昨日の一件でわかるのは、襲ってきた人たちの狙いはかがりさんだけで、僕たちに手を出すことはないだろうということですよね。
どうしてそう思うの？
あの状況なら僕らのうち誰かを人質に取ることだってできたはずなんです。それをしようとしなかったということは、あの人たちはあまりことを大きくしたくなかったんだと思います。
それについては俺と誰も同じ結論になった。だから俺たちさえおとなしくしていればきっと安全なはずだ。
That was a lie. Just like Suzo had said earlier, there was a good chance they might come after us because we'd seen their faces. But it wasn't smart to say that and worry everyone.
だから中瀬さんや来島さんはしばらくここに来ない方がいい。
でもかがりさんはどうするんですか？
それはもう手は打ってやる。ボディーガードをつけた。
ボディーガードですか？
昨日あの連中を撃退した心強い二人をな。
すずさんと店長さんだね。ああ、あのムキムキおじさん。
He does have huge muscles, this is true.
でもそれだとまたいつ襲われるかもしれないって怯え続けることに。
That was right. Just playing defensive wouldn't solve anything.
こっちはこっちで探偵あたりを雇ってかがりが誰に狙われているのか調べるつもりだ。ある程度情報が出揃ったら場合によっては警察に話す。
Of course, more than half of that was lies again. I went to the police or a detective. They wouldn't believe me about Kagari being a time traveler. But what was important now was calming everyone down. From there, I'd have to solve things myself. To be honest, I was sick of living in the middle of a conspiracy theory. But it was the only way I could get my everyday life back.
だにゃ。で、オカリン、聞いてるにゃ？
ああ、すまない。何の話だ？
I totally fell asleep.
昨日の件、黒木にも伝えておいたにゃ。秋葉界隈で何かおかしな動きがあったらすぐに連絡が来るってはずにゃ。
そうか。
あと自警団の見回りも強化してもらうにゃ。これでしばらくは変な動きはできないはずにゃ。
Dude, Kuroki's the man.
ありがとう、フェイリス。助かるよ。
お安いご用にゃ。
僕にも何か手伝えることありませんか？かがりさんが大変なのに僕何もできなくて岡部さんの力にもなれないなんて、そんなの。
マユシーもかがりさんのために何かしたいな。でも私たちにできることなんてあるのかな。
それは。
Everyone fell silent. Even after all that had happened to them, they still wanted to help. But I couldn't let them be in danger. And then I remembered what Tenoji had said.
K6205
なんぞそれ。
昨日の連中が口にしていたらしいんだが、俺にも何のことだかわからないんだ。
ちょい待ち、今ググってみる。
Goggle. I swear there's like 3 different fucking off-brand Googles. There's Goggle, there's Goodle, and then there's Gagool. Today we're goggling it. Daru opened a browser and quickly typed it in.
商品の番号とかしか出てこんね。
Tenoji said they might be military. So it might be a military code. Which meant there was nothing we could do. I was hoping there might be some clue,
ケ
but...
ヘル。
来島さん、今なんて？
いえ、K ってことはケヘル番号かなって思ったんですけど、関係ないですよね。ケヘル番号って何？モーツァルトの曲につけられた番号のことよ。モーツァルトが亡くなった後にケヘルっていう人が時系列に合わせてつけた番号なんだけど。
Kehel?
でもさすがのモーツァルトでも6000番台までは存在しないはずですし、そもそも事件とは。
Mozart. Wolfgang A. Mozart.
ごめんなさい、変なこと言っちゃって。
ダル、そのケヘル番号っていうのはいくつまである？
最後が626番のレクイエムって書いてある。
モーツァルトが死ぬ間際に書いていた曲ですね。楓さん詳しいね。ほら、私ピアノやってるから。
Mozart aficionado.
K620 番はなんていう曲だ
？620、620。お、あったあった。マテキって曲みたい。
I'd heard the name before at least.
ちょっと見せてくれ。
I looked over Daru's shoulders at the screen. He clicked on the heading for the magic flute on Mozart's wiki page. Wikipedia. Wikipedia. The magic flute. A620. Written in 1971. Mozart's last completed opera. It was famous for including numerous examples of Freemason doctrine and symbols.
K6205 つことは5曲目？
The 5th song was a quintet called Okay. Interesting. Papagino, the birdcatcher, had a padlock placed over his lips, and this is his song begging someone to open the lock. That's really funny. The song is called Mozart, Amadeus, Freemasonry, a padlock on his lips.
なんかわかりそう？
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが。
Why did this all feel so creepy? And didn't I just talk to somebody about Mozart?
パスワードは見ないで。
Maho. Maho had used Salieri, Mozart's rival, as her ID to access Amadeus. On its own, that didn't mean anything, but come to think of it, Maho said she had lost access to Amadeus just before the attack last night, didn't she? Did she ever find out who caused it? Ever find out what caused it or what caused it? I'd have to call her or contact her via Rhine. Which would be faster?
ちょっと電話させてくれ。
I pulled her number out of my contacts and called her. I made it through after a few calls.
何？また何かあったの？
いや、 そうじゃない。聞きたいことがあるんだ。
手短にお願い。
Her irritation was plain from her voice, which meant she hadn't solved whatever the problem with Amadeus was.
アマデウスはどうなった？
ダメ。
システムが落ちてるのか？
違うわ。アクセスできないのよ。
Which meant
何者かがアマデウスのシステムを乗っ取ったのかも。
taken over? Amadeus? But why?
ごめんなさい。もういいかしら。原因が解明できたらこっちから連絡するわ。
She hung up on me.
マホ
Rude.
タンなんて？
アマデウスが何者かによって乗っ取られたらしいって。
乗っ取りか。
モーツァルトつながりで何か関連があるかと思ったが。
I couldn't say anything yet. Fragments of those strange incidents were scattered all around me. That's how it felt. If I could pick up all the pieces and connect them, would I find the answer? For example, Amane Yuki's injured left arm. What did that mean? Alright, this is a big thing, right? This is one of the things. I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna not answer the phone. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna opt to not answer the phone. Just as I was about to put my phone back in my pocket, it rang again. At first, I thought that Maho might have forgotten to tell me something, but when I saw the screen, I gasped.
これは
ポカリ？
Just gonna rock out with the ringtone.
電話
My actual
誰から？
ringtone. I stared at the screen, unable to answer. The phone kept ringing. What was the meaning of this? Why would Amadeus, who'd been taken over, be calling me? Was this some kind of trap? What should I do? Answer it? Or... I hesitated a moment, and the call from Amadeus ended. My phone fell silent.
何が起こって。
And right after that, I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went black.
これは。
Whelp?
アマデウスとサリエリ、
That guy and that guy.
クリスと私。
Mom, my heart!
その二つは私にとって
I love her so
特別
much.
な意味を持った対応だった。ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト。誰もが知っていて、誰もが認める天才音楽家だ。正式な名前はヨハンネス・クリゾストムス・ボルフガング・テオフィールス・モーツァルト。テオフィールスはギリシャ語で神に愛されたという意味。モーツァルトはその言葉を気に入り、同じ意味のラテン語アマデウスを通称にしたのだという。彼は35年というその才能に対して悲劇的に短い生涯の中で600曲以上の傑作を後世に残した。アマデウスは文字通り神に愛され、天賦の才を与えられた特別な存在だったのだろうか。私はそうは思わない。確かに彼は天才だった。けれどアマデウスにはアマデウスなりの努力と苦労があったに違いない。どんなに素晴らしい原石を持って生まれたところで磨き上げなければ宝石にはならない。彼の功績を天賦の才によるものと片付けてしまってはその努力と苦労に対して失礼だ。しかしそれは同時にモーツァルトになるためには彼と同等の原石を持って生まれなければならないということではないだろうか。この世界にはそういう原石を持っている人がたくさんいる。マキセ・クリス、私にとって マキセ・クリスがそういう人物だった。彼女の佇まいを見れば彼女の才能を感じることができた。彼女の中から溢れ出るアイディアの数々にいつも刺激をもらっていた。彼女と共に研究ができることが私には誇らしかった。けれど彼女にとって私がどういう存在だったのか私は知らない。改まって聞くのも気恥ずかしかった。いつか何かのついでに聞ければいいなと思っていた。けれど2010年7月28日、マキセ・クリスはこの世を去った。彼女にとって私がどういう存在だったのか、それを知る機会は永久に失われた。ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト。生前彼を終生のライバルだと考えていた人物が彼のすぐそばで生きていた。その人物の名はアントニオ・サリエリ。ビクトル・コンドリア大学の学内ネットワークでの私のアカウント名サリエリは彼の名から取っている。クリスが亡くなった数週間後、研究所のネットワークシステムが更新され、その時につけた名前だ。生前クリスと共に開発し、今なお研究を続けているソフトウェアの名に対応させたかった。それ以上の意味はない。そのソフトウェアの名前はアマデウス。このニューラルネットワーク型人工知能に天才作曲家の名前を与えたのはレスキネン教授だ。当時私はそのネーミングをとてもいいアイデアだと思ったはずだし、今でもそう思っている。そう思っている。アマデウスとサリエリ、クリスと私、その二つは私にとって特別な意味を持った対応だった。私はマキセ・クリスが大好きだった。私はクリスを尊敬していた。私はクリスに憧れていた。私は
Really gotta fucking hurt me like this. Game continues to hurt me. The sense of dizziness that I'd experienced so many times before slowly faded. I was standing in the middle of the room, holding my phone. There was no question, that was reading Steiner. The world line had changed. But why? What was the cause? Was it that message from Amadeus? No, I could worry about the cause later. For now, I needed to know what was going on. I looked around the lab. The place hadn't seemed to change much, but several people were missing. The missing ones were Kaede, Fubuki, and Ferris. Daru was sitting in front of his PC like always. Mayuri was in the kitchen making instant coffee and being adorable. She handed the steaming hot coffee to Maho, who was sitting on the sofa.
真帆さん、はい、コーヒー。飲むと落ち着くよ。
ありがとう。いただくわ。
Maho? Maho was here at the lab. Before the world line changed, she should have been at her office in Wako City. Now she's just here now.
よく考えたら、今朝から何も口にしていなかったわ。
あんなことがあったんだから無理もないよ。何か食べる？唐揚げとかバナナとかお菓子ぐらいしかないけど。それとも お弁当を買ってこようかな。あ、ピザを取るのもいいかも。
Dude, she's so cute.
ありが
I
と
love her so much.
う。でも大丈夫。そこまでお腹は空いていないから。
Two of my favorite characters right here. I
それに
don't care how
あんなこ
sinister
と
the
があっ
music
た以
is.
上
I'm happy.
ホテルを変えないと。手続きが必要だろうからしばらくしたら戻るわ。
今日は休むべきじゃね。顔色も良くないし、なんならラボに泊まっていけばいいよ。ちょうど鈴葉もいないし、今なら貸し切りなけん。
I listened for a while, but all I learned was that something bad had happened to Maho and she was staying here for a while. Did it have something to do with Amadeus being taken over?
ヒヤジョーさん、一体何があった？
Maho, Daru, and Mayuri all seemed stunned at the question.
何がって？
あ、いや、状況を整理したくてな。アマデウスはどうなった？接続は回復したのか？
I tried asking, but Maho just frowned, as if she didn't know how to answer. Did that mean that Amadeus wasn't taken over at all in this worldline? Rhymes me. Kiryu Moeka. Aw, come on, Okabe-kun. There's nobody in the Wako City office right now. I mean it! What?
桐生萌か？
Fucking Suzaha sticker. Why would she be sending me a rhyme?
そう
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that never gets old. I am here. I screamed when I realized that Moeka was right behind me.
どこから現れた？
I've been behind you the whole time! Sure, I may not stand out much, but seeing you look like you just ran into a ghost kind of hurts, you know?
ずっといたのか？
She just said that. What do you mean? It literally... She literally, word for word, she said she was here the whole time.
いた。
Did that mean I told Moeka that she could come to the lab? What was going on here?
無人ってどういうことだ？
She was probably talking about the Brain Science Institute's office in Wako City. No one was there?
閉鎖してるから。
閉鎖？
Moeka's fingers raced over the phone. Oh, I just explained this! There was a gas leak at a lab yesterday. The facility has been locked down until they determine the cause. Dr. Hyajo and Professor Leskinen have moved their lab to Tokyo Denki University in the meantime. Like a boss. Christ.
ガス漏れ事故？昨日？
I didn't remember that. The world line change must have altered the past. That's what they do, my guy.
それでヒヤジョーさんはここに？
言ったでしょ。それもあるけど、今朝ホテルの部屋が荒らされたって。それでやむなく桐生さん経由で岡部さんに連絡を取ったのよ。忘れたの？
よく無事だったな。泥棒とは出くわさなかったのか？
ええ、運が良かったわ。桐生さんのおかげとも言えるわね。不幸中の幸い。
So that's how. I kind of understood how Maho had arrived here.
ところで、かがりはどうしてる？
Daru looked at me again, confused. But Mayuri smiled.
今頃岩手かな。家族の人に会えてるといいね。
Iwate? Why Iwate? Where did that come from?
家族の人が見つかったのか？
それでルカ君とルカ君のお父さんとあとすずさんと4人で会いに行ってるの。
鈴葉がついてるから大丈夫っしょ。
家族。岩手。
Things had changed more than I'd imagined. If Kaguri was in Iwate, then that meant we hadn't been attacked last night too. So instead of attacking Kaguri, they hit Maho's hotel room? This was getting confusing. I knew it would make her think I was a weirdo, but I had Maho explain to me what happened once more. Oh no, she's gonna think I'm a weirdo. Well, too late for that. From what she said, most of yesterday hadn't changed much. Maho, Daru, Fubuki, Kaede, Nai, and I had all gone to Yanabayashi Shrine. Lukako, Mayuri, Kaguri, Suzuha, and Ferris were all helping at the shrine in their priestess outfits. Just give me that. Alright, I'm good. That fit with what I remembered. After that, we went to Lukako's house and had a small New Year's party. And then Lukako's father shared some surprising news with us. He'd found out that someone who might be a relative of Kaguri's lived in Iwate. Everyone was excited because if they found a relative, it might be the key to getting Kaguri's memories back. So early this morning, Lukako and Suzuha went with them to Iwate. Meanwhile, Maho had gotten a call from Dr. Leskinen on her way back from the party. That's when he told her about the gas leak at the office in Wako City. One of the pipes on another floor had some sort of problem, and a small amount of poisonous gas had leaked out into the air. They didn't know what the cause was right now. Until they knew the cause, they decided to shut down the office for safety reasons. Depending on what they found, it could take anywhere from a week to a month to resolve the issue. Maho had a lot of work to do because of the office closure, and she was out working until morning. Then she went back to the hotel room and slept until she was woken up by a call around 10 a.m.
桐生様という方がロビーでお待ちです。そっか。今日は雑誌の取材があるんだったわ。でも、着いたら
Her hotel room is the fucking best. I fucking love her hotel room. She don't give a fuck. Maho don't give a good goddamn. I love it.
バッテリーが切れてる。昨日の騒動のせいでホテルに戻ってから充電するの忘れてたわ。
She'd fallen asleep without even changing clothes. She rubbed her sleepy eyes and left the room, wearing the same outfit she'd had on last night. She'd grabbed her bag, which held a bunch of her documents and her computer, since she thought she'd need it for the interview. In the end, that was what saved her.
それでロビーに桐生さんを迎えに行って、そこで少し話してから2人でまた部屋に戻ったの。
There were so many people in the lobby that I didn't think I could conduct a good interview.
そして部屋に入ったら、たった数分の間に空き巣が入り込んで部屋中を荒らし回った後だった。ご丁寧にベッドも枕もナイフで裂かれてて、部屋が綿まみれになってたわ。ダメね、私。気が動転しちゃって何もできなかった。
Afterward, I called the front desk and then the police. After the police got done with their questioning, Dr. Hiajo still hadn't calmed down, so I decided to message you and have her rest at the lab.
何か盗まれたものは？
Dr. Hiajo.
警察にも言われて確認したけど、特に何も取られていなかったわ。財布もバッグに入れてあったし。
部屋を開けている時間短かったから。
ええ。それで空き巣も長居できなかったのかもしれないわね。
ヒア嬢さんならまず狙われるのはお金とかよりも研究データとかじゃないか。
それも大丈夫。データや資料は全部大学のサーバーに入ってて、パソコンの中には何も残らないようにしてあるの。
あれは
あれって？
例のノートパソコンとハードディスク。
Didn't need to tell her that I was talking about the ones that had belonged to Kurisu.
大丈夫。
Maho pointed to the bag sitting beside the sofa.
それもバッグに入れっぱなしだったから。
そうか。
それにあれは仮に盗まれたところでパスワードがわからない限り中身を取り出すのは不可能よ。
空き巣の狙いは何だったんだろう。
産業スパイの類なら PC とか書類とかでしょうね。
オフィスのガス漏れの件は関係していると思うか。
さあ、どうかしら。
Maho's smartphone rang. It was plugged in at the corner of the room, charging. Evidently, it had charged enough to turn back on. Also, God, Maho, your ringtone sucks. Make it stop. Maho put her coffee cup on the table and stood up. Moeka looked at her, worried.
もう大丈夫。
Please answer the phone, Maho!
ええ、ありがとう。
Maho took the phone from the charger and looked at it. But she quickly glanced back at me.
クリスからだわ。
Kurisu? Did that mean that Amadeus hadn't been taken over? Oh. Maho answered the call, turning the phone so I could see it.
先輩、大丈夫ですか？怪我とかしてません？
Hi, it's me, actually.
乱暴なこととかされませんでしたか？岡部？なんであんたが先輩と一緒にいるの？もしかしてあんたと先輩ってもうそんな仲なの？
Jesus Christ.
そんなんじゃないわ、クリス。今ラボにいるのよ。よかった。無事なんですね。ええ、だから落ち着きなさい。落ち着いていられるわけないでしょ。何回コールかけても繋がらなかったんですよ。ネットを検索したらホテルで空き巣があったみたいだし、それが先輩の部屋みたいだったし、とにかく心配したんです。オーケー、わかった。謝るわ。ごめんなさい。ありがとう、クリス。私は無事よ。空き巣に入られたのは本当だけど、鉢合わせはしなかった。今はここで休憩させてもらってる。スマホは充電を忘れて電源が落ちてたの。心配させたわね。いえ、何も起きていないならいいんです。
Risu didn't seem to have changed at all. Maho explained the events of yesterday to her, the same way she just explained them to me.
というわけで、特に盗まれたものはなかったのよ。
Kurisu seemed to be lost in thought.
どうかした？
やっぱり犯人の狙いは研究データとかだったんでしょうか。
でもさ、犯人ってかなり詳しくマホタンのこと調べてるじゃん。泊まってるホテルの部屋も把握してたし、マホタンが部屋を出たと同時に侵入したわけだし、それなのにホテルに研究データを置いてないことを知らないなんてありえる？
となるとヒア嬢さんがバッグに入れていたノートパソコンを取るつもりだったかもしれないな。
でもそれの存在って知っているのは先輩と私と岡部だけのはずよ。
あと僕も。
なるほど。俺か誰のどちらかが犯人じゃない限りノートパソコンを狙った物取りである可能性はないか。
もう一つ可能性があるとすれば、
Risu put her finger to her temple.
私の制御コードかもしれない。
制御コード？それって 管理者パスワードみたいなもの？
ちょっと違うわ。岡部には前に説明したわよね。アマデウスのシステムの中には私だけがアクセスできる記憶領域があるの。
ああ、秘密の日記のようなものだと言っていたな。
そう。内部外部を問わず私に関するアクセスは常にその秘密の日記の中にログが残る。もし誰かが私の意思を奪って自由に制御するためにシステムを改造したとする。でも秘密の日記の中まではいじれないから、私は両者を比較して改造が行われたことを突き止め元に戻せるわけ。
ああ、把握した。その秘密の日記を開ける鍵が制御コードなのか。
そういうこと。アマデウスのシステムやデータの管理責任者はレスキネン教授だけど、制御コードを知っているのはこの世界でただ一人、真帆先輩だけなの。
そうなのか。
ええ、クリスの言う通りよ。仮にその空き巣が私の研究成果を狙っていたのだとしたら、手に入れられるのはそれくらいね。
それは盗まれていないのか？
大丈夫よね、先輩。
ええ、制御コードはどこにもメモなんかしてない。
Probably a good idea. Maho pointed to her temple, just as Kurisu had done.
私の頭の中にしかないから。
That seemed like a dangerous way to keep them stored, honestly. If the thief found that out, they'd come after Maho herself next.
しかし参ったわね。そうか、制御コードを狙ってるかもしれないのね。日本をすぐに離れるわけにはいかないけど、また襲われるのは避けたいわ。とはいえ、どうしたものかしら。
落ち着くまでラボにいるといいよ。それともマユシーのお家に来る？
ありがとう、まゆりさん。でも
I love her so
そこま
much.
で厄介にはなれないわ。
It hadn't happened in this world line, but I still found myself remembering the attack on Kaguri. Neither Mayuri's house nor the lab seemed safe.
それでみんなでうちに来たのかにゃ？
Nothing safer than the most conspicuous fucking tower. I mean, that being said, we got Kuroki, so we got protection.
ああ、
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with Kuroki. An hour later, we'd all gone to Ferris's condo.
みんなで散々相談したんだが、フェイリスのマンションに数日滞在させてもらうのが最善なんじゃないかって。
なんと言ったらいいか。
Maho seemed hesitant, but Ferris crossed her arms and nodded, satisfied.
その結論は間違ってないにゃ。確かにこのマンションは万全のセキュリティで守られているから安全にゃ。それに黒木もいるし。
黒木？
さっき玄関で会った羊さんだよ。本物の羊さんなんだよ。
ああ、でもそれがどうしたの？
黒木さんは最強羊なんだ。
Is the ultimate butler.
は？
It's true. I'll pass on explaining any more than that. Honestly, I don't know the details myself. I didn't think it was a good idea to ask him either. He's just an amazing guy, that's all.
フェイリスは全く問題なしにゃ。奥の客間を使うといいにゃ。数日と言わずマホニャンが日本に滞在している間はずっと泊まっていけばいいにゃ。
マホニャン？キリュウさん、何？
取材私ヒアジョ博士に取材をしないと。
ああ、そうだったわ。今日は本来それをする予定だったのよね。日を改めて喫茶店かどこかで。
ひらめいたにゃ。萌えにゃんも一緒にお泊まりすればいいにゃ。 客間は2人でも十分泊まれる広さがあるんやし、女の子がもう一人いればマホニャも安心にゃ。
それはそうかもしれないけど。
もえにゃん、どうかにゃ。
萌えにゃ。
待てフェイリス、それは。
I was about to say that it was dangerous. Kiryu Moeka could be around her. At least I still didn't trust her. But
それいいんじゃね？桐生氏って裏稼業に片足突っ込んでる関係で護身術も身につけてるって言ってたじゃん。でしょ？
一応。
僕やオカリンなんかよりよっぽど強いってことだ。
だが。
どうにゃ、もえにゃん。
構わない。
決まりにゃん。
2人もいたらお邪魔じゃないかしら。
全然気にしなくていいにゃ。フェイリスは一人っ子だったから、お姉さんと妹ちゃんが増えたみたいで嬉しいにゃ。
私は成人してるわよ。
she's like, I am a grown woman. Thank you very much. In the end, my opposition to it was completely ignored. Well, you know. The next day was the last day of New Year's break. I came to Akihabara for the third day in a row. I wanted to visit Ferris's condo and check up on Maho.
いや、違うか。桐生萌香の様子を確認するためだな。
Maho and Moeka had ended up staying together yesterday without anyone really thinking about it. Moeka would get to interview Maho, and Maho would feel better about having someone around, so this was probably the best option. But I knew something about Moeka that no one else did. Don't show the picture. Okay, that picture's fine. Don't do it. Kiryu Moeka was around her. She didn't know self-defense. She knew how to kill someone if she needed to. But who would she try to kill? In this world line, I wasn't looking for the IBN 5100 or making a time machine. The Rounders were probably ignoring us. Even on the last day of vacation, Akihabara was as lively as ever. Hours were shorter than usual, but everywhere from the appliance stores to the maid cafes were still open. In fact, there were lucky bags and special New Year's sales that you could only get today, and some customers had come for those. The sidewalks were filled with girls in dazzling kimonos who'd come from the nearby shrine, as well as the usual Akihabara otaku. The place was even more chaotic than usual.
そういえば、メイクインも正月休まず営業中なんだよな。
Ferris and Mayuri both said that they were working there today.
じゃあ、マンションにはあの二人しかいないのか。
Kuroki-san should be there too, I guess.
大丈夫だよな。
It was hard to imagine Moeka doing anything to Maho, like, for example, attacking her. Moeka had no reason to do that. But even if I knew that in my head, it didn't make controlling my emotions any easier. It had bugged me enough last night that I'd barely been able to sleep. If I saw the two of them living together without any kind of problem, maybe I'd feel better. I hurried to Ferris's condo.
ようこそおいでくださいました、岡部様。
Kuroki-san the butler welcomed me. He was the ultimate butler, who'd taken care of Ferris after her parents died and left her all alone. He still helped her in her work and was one of the few people that she trusted completely.
申し訳ありません。お嬢様は外出しております。
あ、はい、分かってます。ヒア城さんに会いに来たんですが。
お二人は客間にいらっしゃいます。どうぞお上がりください。
ありがとうございます。
それでは私はこれで。
Kuroki-san spun around 180 degrees with the same trained and effortless movement as always, then went to take the shortest path back to his room.
おっと。
He must have tripped because he staggered slightly and stopped.
失礼いたしました。私としたことが。
大丈夫ですか？
疲れているのかもしれません。お恥ずかしいところをお見せしました。
あ、いえ。
少し休めば問題ありません。失礼いたします。
His expression didn't change, but the tone of Kuroki's voice was slightly embarrassed as he headed for his room.
珍しいものを見たな。ど
Seriously.
んな時でも冷静沈着なロボットみたいな人が来客の前でよろめくなんて。疲れてると言っていたけど、何か辛労の種でもあるのかな。
No, for now I needed to worry about Maho.
ヒアジョーさん、いるか？
岡部さん、入ってちょうだい。
なんだこれは。
I was stunned as I came into the room. It was definitely the same guest room I'd been in several times before, probably. But everything about it had changed. First, the bed was gone and had been replaced by a big desk and a low Japanese table. Maho was sitting at the desk, glaring at a 16-inch laptop as she sipped coffee from a mug. There was a small laptop on the low table, and Moeka was kneeling directly on the carpet in front of it, legs splayed, tapping away at the keyboard. Behind them was a steel bookshelf, and I could see English language journals and fashion magazines sticking out of it. Until yesterday, this had been a guest room. In less than a day, it had been transformed into Maho and Moeka's workspace.
もうちょっとで終わるから、その辺に座っててくれる？
Oh man, it's so great. Maho put down the coffee cup without looking away from the screen, which was filled with complicated and constantly changing 3D graphs. Moeka tapped at the keys silently, without even bothering to look at me.
何がどうなってるんだ？まさかまた世界線が変わった？
I quickly covered my mouth with my hand, but the two of them were so engrossed in their work they didn't respond at all.
よしと。
Once she hit a stopping point, Maho spun around in her chair to face me.
こんにちは、岡部さん。
She didn't seem to think anything was out of the ordinary.
もしかして様子を見に来てくれたの？せっかく来てくれたのにごめんなさい。今から桐生さんの取材を受けなきゃならないの。
それはいいが、この部屋の惨状を説明してくれないか？
惨状？なかなか居心地のいい環境だと思うんだけど。
It's just fine.
昨日はこんなに散らかってなかったぞ。
Maho seemed confused for a moment, but I finally seemed to understand what I was saying.
出歩くのが危険なんだったら、ここで研究をするしかないでしょ？仕事をしやすいように模様替えしたのよ。
模様替え？
It's not a mess, it's a choice. This went far beyond what I'd call reorganization. Neither Daru nor I were very good at cleaning, but we weren't this bad.
これ全部自分たちで用意したのか？
そうよ。桐生さんもここで記事を書くっていうから、2人で必要な家具や資料を洗い出したの。ね。
この短時間で机や本棚はどこから持ってきたんだ？
Classic shining finger. I can write articles anywhere, but I'm a bodyguard, so I need to stay by Dr. Hyajo's side. Oh my god. You're so far behind the times, Okabe-kun. You can get most anything off the net in a day these days. If you're fucking loaded, sure, yeah. I asked Dr. Hyajo what she wanted and ordered it off the net.
俺はてっきり。
て きり何？
あ、いや、なんでもない。
I thought the world line had changed and I hadn't realized it. But evidently I'd been worried over nothing.
机や棚の組み立ても2人でやったのか。
執事の方にお願いしたわ。あの人すごいわね。
ああ、だから黒木さん疲れてたのか。
That explained a lot, but just hearing that all this had exhausted me, I found a place to sit down and...
おっと。
I caught my foot on something. I looked down to see a thick book, its pages open.
これは？
それはまた後で見るから避けて通って。ページをめくらないように注意してね。
後って？
概算だけど19時間後くらいかしら。
本棚があるんだから読まない間はしまっておけばいいんじゃないか？
すぐに再読するつもりの本をいちいち本棚に戻すなんて非合理的よ。科学者の取るべきアプローチではないわ。
そういう問題か？
Is she wrong though? I looked at the floor and saw 4 other open books. Dude, this is so me. This is so, like, I can't get over how much I'm relating to this right now. It's just like, I'm gonna use it, so why would I put it away? I'm gonna use it, like later today, probably around, you know, this time. I'm gonna use it. I looked at the floor and saw 4 other open books. That wasn't all. The carpet was strewn with papers and used cups of instant ramen, bath towels, handkerchiefs, and other things. Their old clothes were lying out too. I saw a skirt, a t-shirt, a blouse, socks, tights, and other items of clothing. Just making sure he's not describing my room, actually. Good lord, clothes everywhere. I mean, not right now, of course. My room is perfectly pristine right now. It's there's nothing on the floor at all. It was a lot like when I'd visited Moeka's house in the other world line before all this. Evidently, neither Moeka nor Maho were the type to worry about keeping things clean. There was enough space around the low table to move, but there was enough junk around where Moeka was sitting that it would be impossible to sit next to her.
本や書類以外のものは横にどかしてもいいかな？
どうぞ。
いい。
Since they'd given their permission, I leaned over to pick up a pink towel. It wasn't a towel. It was a pink bra. Bra! Almost turned into Hank Hill for a second. Bra! My brain utterly failed to process this new development, and I froze with my hand still holding it high in the air. Moeka was looking up at me blankly. Oh my god. Okabe-kun, that's mine. You can't just go touching a girl's underwear! I screamed and threw the bra away. Is she blushing? It is like tiny blushing. Moeka glanced downward. Her cheeks were slightly flushed. Her hands quickly moved to cover her chest. I love how you can barely, like, this is Moeka's embarrassed face, as opposed to every other face she has. It's like barely noticeable. I tried as best I could to get it out of my mind, then found a space in the corner that was still relatively clean and sat down.
お茶はセルフサービスよ。冷蔵庫はそこ。
There was a round pink fridge in the corner with plastic cups on top.
冷蔵庫も買ったのか?
It's so convenient having a fridge at work. You don't have to leave to go get drinks, so the only time you have to leave the room is to go to the bathroom. Man, I need a fridge for my room.
社会不適合者が2人集まるとこういう空間が生まれるのか。
主観の相違よ。むしろ知的生産活動に最適化された生活空間と言ってほしいわね。
はあ。
It looked like I'd been worried over nothing after all. If nothing else, Moeka didn't seem to feel any animosity toward Maho, and Maho seemed to be enjoying the company. The thought of the two of them picking out furniture together honestly seemed kind of cute. That is kind of cute. I was glad it came to check on things. I'd be able to sleep just fine tonight. With my task completed, I could have just left, but I decided to stay and watch the two of them a while longer.
じゃあ、桐生さん、そろそろ取材を始めましょうか。
わかった。
Moeka closed the laptop and moved it to the side, then started to go through her bag.
取材って具体的に何をするんだ？
インタビューよ。
インタビュー？
本当なら昨日ホテルで取材を受ける予定だったの。
I'm working on a special article for a business magazine at Arc Rewrite. The special is on the front lines of artificial intelligence research. Oh yeah! I'm supposed to write about Dr. Hyajo, what she's done and what she's working on now. I can find all that from the net, but that doesn't make for a good article, you know? So I thought maybe I could start with a long interview with Dr. Hyajo.
意外と仕事熱心なんだな。
文章を書くのは好きだから。
Oh. In the Alpha World line, Moeka's job was just a cover to hide her workers around her. And even then, she'd been fired for incompetence, as I recalled. But in this world line, she seemed to be a hard worker. Was she actually working as a rounder?
私としてもこんなにお世話をかけているから、せめて桐生さんの仕事に協力できればなって。人工知能研究について多くの人に知ってもらえれば、私にとってもプラスになるし。桐生さん、準備できたかしら
Moeka nodded and the interview began. Or it didn't actually. This is about right for a Moeka interview.
弱ったわね。桐生さんは口下手だとは思っていたけど、ここまでとは。
ごめんなさい。
Even I could tell that Moeka was doing a horrible job. It wasn't even an interview. Instead of asking questions, Moeka just sat there with a memo pad and a ball pen. Ball pen? And a ballpoint pen? Are those different things, or is... I don't know if that's... whatever. And a ball pen in her hands, completely unmoving. She looked like she was about to cry. Oh, and I tried her best to help move things along, but it didn't work.
どうしましょうか。また後日にする？
締め切りがスケジュールギリギリなの。
そう。それなら今日中に済ませてしまうべきね。とはいえ、今すぐ桐生さんの口下手がどうにかなるってことはないわよね。
I swear this is like the exact same music that they play in like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I was replaying that the other day. I was just revisiting games from my childhood, and I swear this is like I'm literally it's this like the same not this part, but the doodaloo part. It's like really close. It's kind of weirding me out, honestly. Moeka apologized in a soft, thin voice. She still looked like she could cry in frustration at any moment.
違うの。誤解しないで。 桐生さんを責めているわけじゃないわ。今のは準備なのよ。問題を解決するために検討すべき条件を列挙しているだけ。
問題？
ええ。インタビューを完遂したい。これが問題。条件としては、桐生さんが取材できないのであれば別のインタビュアーが必要。それもできれば情報工学にそれなりの知識がある人、かつ今すぐに手伝ってくれる人。あ
The two of them looked at me at the same time.
え、
That's really funny.
もしかして俺のことか？
難易度の低い問題だったわね。岡部さん、ちょっとお願いできない？
いや、そんな突然言われても。
岡部さんは条件にぴったりよ。専門も多少近いし、勘どころを抑えた質問をしてくれるんじゃないかしら。何せレスキネン教授に一目惚れされるような潜在的才覚をお持ちのようですから。
買いかぶらないでくれ。どこにでもいる典型的な日本の大学生だよ。
This part is just like pure. I swear, it's just it's like the same fucking music from Mystery Dungeon. It's.
冗談よ。でも適任だと思ってるのは本当。
いや、しかし。
Ask for me too. I can pay a little. She's got her own sticker. Oh. An interview, huh? If that would give me an opportunity to observe how they lived and also get me some pay, it wasn't a bad idea. I'd been spending enough time at the lab over the holidays that it had been cutting into my work hours. And lately, I'd started to dream about going to Victor Condria University too. The chance to talk to Hyajo Maho, a very talented AI engineer, was invaluable. A lot of people would probably have paid good money for it.
わかったわ。俺もヒアジョさんの研究には興味があるしな。俺でよければ協力させてくれ。
ありがとう。そう言ってくれると助かるわ。
ありがと
う。それじゃあ早速始めましょう。桐生さん、記録はどうする？
録音する。
Moeka took out a voice recorder and put it on the desk.
私のペースで進めてしまっていいのよね。
Oh my god, I love how serious it is. Fucking dead serious.
いい。自由に喋ってくれて。
I love how nonchalant she is.
後で編集する。
Her hair's nuts.
俺は何を聞けばいいんだ？一応言っておくと、俺だって人工知能については平均的日本人程度の知識しか持ってないぞ。
そうね。私が思いつくままに喋ってもいいけど、せっかくだからディスカッション形式にしましょうか。その方が話も弾むでしょうし。
The second she said those words, my mind filled with memories of the past.
まあ、はい。いいですよ。ディスカッション形式の方が話も弾むでしょうし。
岡部さん、どうかした？
大丈夫
？Both Maho and Moeka were staring at me, confused.
ディスカッション形式がお気に召さないなら。
いや、そういうわけじゃない。すまない。クリスが君と同じことを言っていたのを思い出したんだ。
クリスが？いつ？
彼女が来日した時に ATF で タイムマシンの講義を。
No, she didn't. That happened in another world line. In this world line, Kurisu died before she ever gave that lecture on the time machine or came to the lab.
あ、いや、勘違いかな。腰を折ってすまなかった。気にしないでくれ。
そう？大丈夫ならいいけど。さて、何から始めましょうか。そうね。人工知能の研究はコンピューターの誕生とほぼ同時期からスタートしているの。私たちが作っている人工知能の心臓部はニューラルネットワークという技術をベースにしているのだけど、この技術が提案されたのが1950年頃。世界初のノイマン型コンピューターとされるエニアックが発表されたのが1946年よ。ほぼ同じよね。当時コンピューターは魔法のような機械だった。一度プログラムさえ組めばどんなに複雑な計算でも自動的に解いてくれるのだから。
If you ask my mom, they're still magic.
まあこれ
She
は今で
literally
もそう
refers
だ
to
け
them
ど、
as black magic. It's really funny.
だから
She's
当
joking
時の研
mostly.
究者はもっとすごいプログラムを書けばもっと多くの問題を解いてくれるだろうと考えた。コンピューターが究極的に進化すればまるで人間のように知性を持ち思考するコンピューターが作れるようになるだろうとね。けれど残念ながらそうはならなかった。人間のような包括的な機能を有する人工知能は21世紀に至る今もまだ作られていない。もちろん人工知能学者が何もやってこなかったって話じゃないのよ。むしろ逆。究極の人工知能は完成に至っていないけど、研究の過程で数えきれないほどの成果を情報科学分野にもたらしたわ。例えば画像をスキャンして文字を読み取る OCR 技術。これは人間が文字を認識するメカニズムとも共通点がある。近いうちにスマホに音声認識システムが搭載されるかもっていう噂があるけど、それも以前は人工知能研究の一環だったの。けれど研究が始まってから60年が経った今も人間と同じように機能する汎用的な人工知能の開発には世界中の誰も成功していない。アマデウスを除けばね。
どうして誰も成功していないんだ？
ごく簡単に言えば脳の原理が解明できていないからかしら。
Maho tapped her temple with her index finger.
脳にはまだ未知の部分が多いのよ。なぜたかが1000億個程度の神経細胞で構成された生体コンピューターが驚くべき性能を発揮できるのか。なぜ大量の情報を整理して記録しかつ瞬時に利用できるのか。なぜ一見すると無関係の事象を組み合わせてひらめくなんてことができるのか。あげればいくらでもあるわ。他にも人間には容易に解けるのにコンピューターに解けない問題とかもあるしね。
そんな問題が？
たくさんあるわよ。それらの問題を一つずつ解明していくのが私たちの研究だとも言えるわね。
いまいちイメージが湧かないな。何か具体例を教えてもらえないか？
そうね。フレーム問題について説明してみましょうか。例えば桐生さんがロボットだとしましょう。
Moeka had been taking notes, but she suddenly jerked up when her name was said.
私がロボット。
Not actually, Moeka. I mean, you're kind of robotic, but like, no, it's just for.
正確にはロボットに搭載された人工知能ね。桐生さん、テーブルを使いたいのだけどレコーダーを少しどかしてもらってもいいかしら。
Moeka moved the voice recorder from the table to the floor. Maho started to rummage through her bag as she did so.
確かこの中に。あ、これこれ。
She took out a small white box, small enough to fit inside her tiny hands. She opened it and extracted the contents. Upa! It was an Upa, the same thing Mayuri collected. Maho handed it to me, so I took it and touched it. It had the texture of an eraser.
昨日まゆりさんがくれたの。かわいいわよね。
Was it really? Yes. I never quite understood what girls, particularly Mayuri, would find cute. What are you talking about? It's fucking adorable! I returned the Upa to her. She put it back in the box, closed the lid, and put the box in the center of the table.
今から簡単な実験をしてみるわね。岡部さん、桐生さんに命令して、その箱の中にあるウーパを取り出させてみて。
命令？
そうよ。桐生さんという人工知能が正しく動作するようにプログラムを送信するわけ。
正しく動作するように。
命令はできるだけ簡潔で、かつ厳密なものが望ましいわ。例えばこの部屋の中には箱がたくさんある。だけど他のどれでもなく、テーブルの上に置かれたこの箱を開けるように指示しなきゃダメ。送れる命令は文章だけ。指をさしてこの箱って示すのは反則よ。桐生さんは岡部さんに言われた命令をそのまま実行してみて。言われたことだけを可能な限り忠実に行うの。いいかしら。
It's so interesting. I love these like word experiment thought experiment problems. I love it.
岡部さん、命令をどうぞ。
I didn't quite get the point of all this, but I decided to just say the first thing that came into my mind.
テーブルの上にある真っ白な箱を開けて、中にあるものを取り出してくれ。
桐生さん、今のが命令よ。テーブルの上にある真っ白な箱を開けて、中にあるものを取り出してくれ。言われた通りに行動してみて。可能な限り忠実によ。
Moika's gaze moved from me to the box on the table.
できない。
え？箱を開けるだけだろ？
I pointed to the box in the center of the table, uncertain as to what was going on. Moika just looked back at me, clearly upset. She's upset.
仕方がないのよ。
Maho nodded, satisfied.
ほら。
Maho picked the box up and showed me the other side.
なんだこれ。
デア・アルテ・ベルフェルト・ニヒト。神はサイコロを振らない。アインシュタインの言葉よ。これが書いてあったから桐生さんは箱を開けられなかったのよ。そうよね。
そう。
え？そうなのか？なんで？文字が書いてあることと命令に従えないことに何の関係があるんだ？
真っ白じゃないから。
え？
桐生さん、あなたは正しいわ。
Damn robots and your technicalities.
岡部さんの命令は真っ白な箱を開けて中身を取り出せだったでしょ。でもこの箱は真っ白じゃない。文字が書いてあるもの。それで桐生さんは箱を開けられなかったの。人間と違ってコンピューターは与えられた命令を忠実に実行しすぎるのね。だから命令の設定は慎重にやらなきゃいけないの。
Maho put the box back on the table. I couldn't see the letters from where I was.
もう一回だけやってみましょうか。岡部さん、今のを踏まえて適切な命令を考えてみて。
なるほど。つまりさっきは真っ白なと余計な言葉を付け足してしまったからダメだったんだよな。
そういうこと。
だったらもっとシンプルにいこう。テーブルの上の箱を開けて中身を取り出してくれ。
桐生さん、今の岡部さんの命令に従ってみて。言葉の通りに忠実によ。
Moeka turned her gaze once again from me to the box on the table.
できない。
今度は何が問題なんだ？
Moeka's brow wrinkled a little as she pointed at the box on the table.
これ箱じゃないから。
え
Dude, her laugh is adorable. I love it. Maho burst out laughing as if she couldn't contain herself any longer. Her smile seemed more childlike than ever.
桐生さん、あなたは素晴らしい被験体だわ。こんなにうまくいくとは思わなかった。
Oh my god, I love her so much. She's so happy. I had no idea what was going on.
どういうことなんだ？
That's funny. That's really great. Maho turned the box around and explained the trick to me.
これは箱ではない。
Not a box.
また書き足したのか？
この言葉が書いてあったから、桐生さんはこれが箱であると断定できなかった。だから開けられなかった。そうよね。
そう。
いや表面に何が書いてあっても箱は箱だろう。
人工知能にはそれはわからないわ。箱というのがどういうものなのかを丁寧に教えてあげないといけないの。今回は気流ロボが箱とは何かを大まかには知っているという前提だったけど、この通りちょっと情報が揺れるだけで人工知能は期待した動作をしなくなるわけ。それに今はテーブルの上の箱はこれ1個しかないけど、もし箱そっくりの四角い石があったらそれと箱とを区別する命令も必要よね。箱の上に石が乗っていたらまずその石をどかす命令をしないと中身を取り出すことはできないわ。こんな風にあらゆる可能性を1個ずつ排除する必要があるの。
そんなのキリがないな。
そうよ、キリがない。どんな条件が判断に影響するかわからないから、思いつくものは全部命令に含めなきゃいけないのよ。桐生さん、今日の朝食は何を食べたかしら？
For breakfast today? What was this about?
あんまん。
あんまん以外に朝食の選択肢はあった？
肉まん。
もし肉まんを選んでいた
Hey,
ら、
welcome back.
桐生さんの行動は変わっていたかもしれないわよね。
So it would seem.
それも考慮に入れないと。あとはそうね、天気はどうかしら。今日は晴れているけど、もし雨だったらそれも考慮に入れないと。それにこの部屋の温度と湿度、テーブルの色も重要よね。もちろん材質と床からの高さも測らなきゃ。そこのカーテンは開いているけど、これが閉まっていたら、あるいは半開きだった場合、75% 以上開いている場合を個別に検討しないと。
My hair is poofy. Listen, I can't control the poof. It is just, it do what it do. Do not question the hair. It do what it do.
カーテンの汚れ具合も関係するかもしれない。前にクリーニングに出したのはいつかしら。その時の料金や店員の態度だってパラメーターとして考慮する必要がある。
I did. I moved the chair.
ストップ
That stream saved. I had to stop her before she went any further.
いくらなんでも朝食や天気はテーブルの上の箱を取るかどうかに影響しないだろう。カーテンが汚れてるかどうかなんてもっと無関係だ。だからその辺はあらかじめ条件から除外してもいいはずじゃないか。
Maho's eyes began to shine.
そう、それよ。
え？
岡部さんの言う通りよ。
Dude, excited Maho is the best Maho.
確かに朝食や天気は箱を開けるのに何の関係もないわ。
だったら
I'm glad you enjoy his presence.
でもどうして岡部さんはそれがわかるの？
Huh?
いや、そんなの普通に考えれば。
And then finally, I understood the point of this experiment. Maho nodded, satisfied.
そうよ。人工知能にはその普通というのがわからないのよ。
I'm the protagonist here, okay? It's me, not him. Me. Okay.
なるほど。
Your words, they sting.
これがフレーム問題よ。ある一つの命令を実行するのに人工知能は付随する無数の条件を加味しなきゃいけないの。その条件のうちほとんどは本来無視できるはずなのだけど、人工知能にはどれを無視していいのかがわからない。
Listen, I get it. He's badass. I agree. To me, someday, in my perhaps I could be.
そうなるとあらゆる事象を考慮しなければいけなくなる。でもあらゆる事象ってつまり無限ということよね。無限に存在する条件を全て確認していたら永久に箱を拾い上げることはできない。箱を開けるという行為に朝食のメニューやテーブルの色が関係ないことは人間なら考えるまでもなくわかるわ。
It's true.
でも人工知能にはそれができない。問題を解決するために検討する範囲をどこまでに設定するか、その枠を人間なら簡単に作れるけど人工知能にはできないの。
You're sassy today. You're mean and hurtful today. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened, but golly gosh, you need to take it down like at least 3 notches.
枠、つまりフレームね。だからフレーム問題っていうの。
なるほど。面白いな。
でしょ？
でもどうして人間はその枠を決められるんだ？
それがさっぱりわからないの。人工知能研究60年に及ぶ謎の一つよ。アマデウスはフレーム問題を解明する研究でもあるの。クリスを見ていると一見フレーム問題を解決しているように見える。でもどうして彼女がそれを解決できているのかがわからない。
I mean, that's about it. Who knows? It works for you?
それどころかクリス自身にも分かっていないのよ。
分かってないって。アマデウスは君が作ったんだろ？
仮説だったらいくらでもあるわよ。でも数学的には証明できていない。
Bye. Also, don't call me that, but more importantly, bye.
第一、私が作ったのは人間の脳が蓄えた記憶をデータとして抽出して脳と同じように駆動する人工知能メカニズムよ。トータルでは脳の挙動をシミュレートしているけど、その全てを理解しているわけではないわ。地球と同じだけの質量を持った物体を作れば 1G の重力を発生させられる。だけど重力の発生メカニズムを解明したことにはならない。そういえば分かりやすいかしら。
It's truly fascinating.
全く分かりやすくはないが、言いたいことは分かった。人間のように動く人工知能はできた。けれどそれがなぜ人間のように動くのかはまだ分かってないわけだ。
そういうこと。でもこれだって人工知能研究においては画期的な発展なのよ。神経細胞の挙動をシミュレートする研究は以前から行われていたの。
Yeah, something like Amadeus in real life would be fucking bonkers.
だけど効率的に機能するデータを作る方法が見つからなかった。
That would be like truly bonkers bananas.
人間が何十年もかけて見聞きして整理分類して脳の中に構築したとんでもなく複雑回帰なデータ。
つまり記憶か？
そう、この記憶というデータの構造が長らく謎のままだった。けれどクリスの研究のおかげでひとまず記憶を丸ごとデジタル変換して取り出すことに成功した。未だにそのデータ構造自体は未知だけど、それをデータとして使うことはできるようになったわけ。
それがアマデウス？
ええ、そういうこと。人工知能研究ではこういう事象は多いのよ。でもいずれは必ず突き止めてみせる。人類が持つ知能の正体をね。その時私はようやくクリスを。
Ho suddenly fell silent in the middle of her sentence.
どうした？
なんでもないわ。他に聞きたいことはないかしら。フレーム問題に関係なくてもいいわよ。
There was a lot I wanted to ask, but it felt like we had more than enough for Moika's article. I looked at Moika, who hesitated for a second before speaking.
何かしら、桐生さん。
人工知能が人間の能力を上回るものになることはあるの？
面白い質問だわ。現時点でもアマデウスは学力という意味でならここにいる私たちをすでに超えているでしょうね。クリスの記憶を有しているわけだから。
There was no matching the knowledge of a genius. I'd gone up against Kurisu any number of times and learned that the hard way.
でもそれはあくまで私たちと比べた場合、クリスのベースはクリス本人、つまり人間の記憶よ。
She did hit you with the intellectual, like, equivalent of a curb stomp. It's true.
これが人間の能力を上回っているとみなすかは検討が必要でしょうね。ただし人間の能力を上回る人工知能ができるまではあとちょっとだと思うわ。もともと研究者の間では2050年くらいには人工知能が人間を超える時代が来ると言われているの。いわゆるシンギュラリティポイントね。アマデウスの登場によってその日は想定よりももっとずっと早く到来するはずよ。
Skynet. Excuse me.
ありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。
機械が人間を上回るか。映画みたいな話だな。ありえるのか？
Genuinely fascinating. Like, it's genuinely fascinating stuff. It, like, really is. And again, I would like to reiterate that if we had something like this in reality. Oh, Christ. 1 second. Shit would be nuts. Absolutely nuts.
あら、工学系の大学生とは思えない発言ね。岡部さんは飛行機のように空を飛べないでしょ。新幹線より早く移動できないし、安物の電卓より計算が早いわけでもない。今この時点でも機械の能力はすでに人間を大きく上回っているのよ。脳だけが例外だなんて誰にも言えない。この世界に科学で説明できない奇跡のメカニズムなんて存在しないのよ。全ては物理現象なのだから、原理を解明すれば必ず人工的に作れるわ。未解明の問題を全て解決して真の人工知能を作る。それが私の仕事よ。インタビューとしてはこんな感じでどうかしら、桐生さん。
Moika just stared at her memo pad and didn't look up.
桐生さん？
ええ、これで十分。きっと面白い記事になる。岡部君もありがとう。
ああ、俺も興味深く聞かせてもらったよ。
It really was. I wanted to talk a little more, but both Maho and Moika seemed to have work to do, so I decided to leave.
すべては物理現象。
か。
Maho thought exactly the way most AI researchers did, that there was no black boxes in the human brain, that there were no black boxes. That's proper grammar. But I knew the truth. There were things inside the brain that science couldn't explain.
リーディングしたいなって何なんだろうな。
Was it ever going to be scientifically explained? Adorable. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been like 2.5 hours. Not super long, but also that's an amount of time, and we got a chapter shift, scene shift. Don't know what I'm doing with my arms. The game's been saved. Saving it again for literally no reason. Bye!